Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading for the month of December. I hope it finds you well, and I hope that if this video found its way to you, that it was meant for you. Since this is a general reading for your sign as a whole, some details may not resonate with you, and if that's the case, please feel free to check out another placement, another reading, or another reader in general. We're starting this month in the aftermath of a partial lunar eclipse, and being ruled by the moon, this is a very challenging time for you, during a very challenging time due to the eclipse, during a very challenging year. So it's a little bit rough right now, and I hope that this reading will provide some clarity and some insight for you on what's to come this month, Cancer. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And I'm using this Major Arcana deck called the Spiritual Tarot by Akira Exumo. I like using Major Arcana for this because I want to find the central main theme of what's going to be affecting you this month and what you have to learn from. Go one more time. Okay. Ooh. We have the sun in reverse. What I'm getting from this is more so the feeling of kind of just being down, the sadness that comes with the sun in reverse. I'm getting a hint of that feeling of lack of clarity, like something's being clouded. Instead of the upright sun illuminating everything, there's something clouding your perception of things. You don't have the full clarity of something. But I think it mostly has to do with those feelings of unhappiness. We're gonna find out some more though. I'm gonna use the Rider-Waite deck, it's the standard one, to figure out some more details about this reading. I'm gonna expand on the major theme. Ooh. More time. This deck is being a little iffy with me right now. Okay. What's causing the sun in reverse? What are the details around this situation? Five of Cups. You have been hurt pretty bad by somebody. And it feels like there's kind of no way to recover from this. But with the Five of Cups, we always have to remember there's two cups that remain upright. Not everything's lost. We're gonna find out more about that in a bit. I think there's probably about two more for this. Though. Ace of Wands in the reverse. I think not only do you feel pretty bad about her, I don't necessarily think this is fresh. I think this might be something that's been drawn out. I don't think this is a sudden big hurt that you've had. I think this is something that's been hurting for a while, and it's really dragging you down. Combined with this Ace of Wands in reverse, I feel like you like these are two separate factors, but they're both contributing to this feeling. I think with the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's kind of a feeling of you have a lot of ideas, and you have a lot of ideas on how to execute them, but things aren't working quite right. There's a lot of delays, there's a lot of obstacles in getting those off the ground, and I think it's also starting to wear at your self-esteem a little bit, much in the same way that this is. The two of them together combined, it's just a kind of a feeling of something, you know, not too great. The reason I plot out that sound is because the sun in reverse came to me. Or sun in the upright, sorry. What I'm getting from this is that you have to experience these things, like, much in the way that we all do. We all go through something difficult, we go through rough patches. But you need to go through these two hardships right now. You need to be feeling these emotions, or at least process them and work through them in order to find that happiness that is being bogged down. I think also coming back to the idea of that lack of clarity with the sun in reverse, it's kind of an idea of like, the truth will set you free. So I think once you have more clarity on like what it is you're doing with these tasks, these goals, or what it is that's holding you back, more clarity on the situation that's hurt you, and I think that's the reason why it's such a long, drawn-out hurt. You don't know why this is happening. So it's a feeling of just needing the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, yada yada, in order to be able to move on and set out on a new path for happiness. I think before I find the way that this is going to manifest, I am going to clarify some of these cards a little bit, clarify each of them, just to get a little bit more context in them. You find right with my mention. Page of Wands. Oh, there's something there with it. Page of Wands and the Four of Cups. In the reverse. I think this Page of Wands might be the person that's hurt you, or that you're dealing with in this situation. And with how flighty Wands can be, well, not flighty, but you know, scattered energy. There's all this idea and excitement and bursting with action that you do a lot, but sometimes you don't do enough for each little thing. And I think it's like that kind of in and out energy. I think that's why this hurts so much, and that's why it's such a long drawn out thing. It's just a feeling of, are they here? Are they not? Are they coming back? Are they back for good? Are they gonna leave again? That kind of a feeling. And I think that's kind of getting you down. With this here though, I think this can be both you and the person that you're dealing with this Four of Cups in reverse. I think you're going to be able to realize what it is that you want, because right now, with the sadness, feeling kind of apathetic, I think you're going to reach a point where it is that you know what you want. And I think this Page of Wands is also going to be affected by that. I feel like the energy of this card is affecting both you and the person involved. I think, especially with that feeling of they're in and out of your life, they kind of have commitment issues. The Wands can be indicative of that sometimes. I think both you and this person are going to decide what you want, and no matter what the outcome is, it's going to be enough to get you to move on from this Five of Cups feeling. And let's see what the Ace of Wands versus about. Let's see. Why is the Ace of forgot to mention that I'm using the Aquarian deck as my clarifiers. I like the energies that these give me the most when I'm a little bit more conflicted on what I'm getting from the card. Come on. Maybe I'm rushing. Let's see. Oh, what are you? Two of Swords in reverse. Alright, I'm gonna clarify what these two are. Because I think with that, if you're having a lot of blocks and delays in what it is that you want to do with these ideas and these things you're trying to get off the ground. And I think because of that, you're kind of like stuck in a hard place. You have a decision that you need to make and you don't know which one to make. And I think that might be in terms of like what you're going to commit to with your ideas. You may have too many ideas going on right now that you feel like you can't handle them all at once, but you don't know which path to take, which one is going to be the best option for you. Why is this two swords here? What are the two options for this sword? Seven of Cups. Too many choices. Not knowing which one to pick. But at the same time, after having to weigh up all of those decisions, this card's jumping out of me. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so I think what your two choices are is Knight of Wands in reverse too. Oh, I mean, this is in relation to the Seven of Cups, especially because I was still a little bit more conflicted when I was doing that casual shuffling. Yeah, I think with the Seven of Cups in reverse, one of your options is just having that kind of arrested development, arrested action, scattered energy coming from all of your overwhelming options and not knowing which one to pick. And you can stay in that, and you can stay with that scattered energy, you can keep putting effort into each one of these, even the ones that are not beneficial to you. Or you figure out what it is you need to focus on, and you do your due diligence, and you work the slow and steady route to make yourself successful. And I don't think this is definitely not like a lack of wanting to do things. It's just hard to know what to commit to when you have so many options. And I have a feeling that you've tried a lot of things a lot of times, and with them not necessarily sticking, it's hard to figure out what you should be committing to. Yeah, I think it's just definitely an issue of like, what path do I take in order to get to this happiness? Which of my creative endeavors, my activities, the things that I am pursuing, what's going to lead me to happiness? What do I do in my personal relationships? What's going to make me happy instead of being in this rut that I'm in? Especially if you're in a rut with a person that's already existing. red. How is this going to manifest this month? How are we going to see these events unfold? Or what is going to be the vehicle for them to enter your life, make themselves apparent? Oh, be here. Here. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Swords. And the Page of Cups. Okay. So what I'm feeling here is, with all of these scattered efforts and not knowing which one is going to lead you down the right path, which one is going to lead to success for you, however you define it, you're kind of starting to get kind of lazy. And not necessarily lazy, like again, like you don't want to not put in the effort to something, you're just not grounded in reality and not putting the work in that we expect from like the Queen of Pentacles, especially in the upright. And yeah, so it's not necessarily a feeling of laziness, it's just kind of being irresponsible because you're so caught up in indecision that you're not putting your foot down and making things work in order to keep the people in your life happy. Because I think this is going to lead to some kind of altercation, not a physical one, but just some kind of discussion that is going to make you feel bad. You're going to feel like you're in the wrong. You're going to walk away from this pretty defeated. And I think that's fair. I think it may need to happen because I think it needs to be a wake-up call for you to realize these actions and push you into action for what you need to do to reach for that sun. And then here, with the Page of Cups, I almost feel like these are like two different plot lines going on in your life, if that makes sense. And this is, I feel like, this issue with the sun is mostly related to the Ace of Wands, but it's also kind of a synthesis of these two situations. And I feel like these two are mostly in relation to the Ace of Wands. This is how that is going to play out. And this is almost like, not necessarily a side story, but two different plot lines, like I said. And this is going to be the resolution of the Five of Cups. Somebody's going to be coming your way, and they're going to have something to say to you. I don't know if this is the person, the Page of Wands that's right here, that you're already hung up on or dealing with, whatever that situation is, or if this is somebody brand new and someone who's here to make a serious offer for you. And I think that's definitely going to help boost your self-esteem a little bit. And it's going to be some extra cheer that's needed, and also probably some extra support, some extra, like, someone to soundboard off of in terms of which of these things should I be doing. These are the things that I like to do. These are my options. I don't know what's best for me. Sometimes you need that outside perspective from someone who knows you separate from your own internal thoughts. How, like, someone who has perceived you so closely, and maybe that's not going to happen with someone brand new, but sometimes we just need other people to give their thoughts of us in order to figure out what we really want, and I think this is going to be helpful. Because I get like that kind of dual energy of this isn't just relating to emotions and romance or anything like that, because this could even be a friend. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. But I feel like it's both emotions that you're being off. So my camera died. Hello again. Where I left off was with the Page of Cups, and I believe what I was saying was about how I'm getting a dual energy kind of thing here, where it's not just the emotional side of cups, but it's also the dreamy, intuitive creativity that's associated with it as well. It's not the spark of inspiration kind of creativity that comes with wands, but the deep emotional creativity, and I think that might be something that you're missing in terms of these things that you're conflicted on. Maybe that's something that you're missing from feeling like you're on the right path. And I think this might be something to help you out with that. While my camera died, and I had not realized it, I had also pulled some clarifiers for both the Five of Swords and the Page of Cups. And the first one that we got for the Five of Swords was Seven of Pentacles. Well, this is the only one we got. I should clarify. And my thoughts on this are, I have a feeling that this argument is going to be with a close friend of yours, or, you know, someone close in your life in general. And it's going to be an argument that's out of love. I think they're just going to be frustrated with you because you aren't able to see all this growth and progress that you have in some of the things that you're already working on. And meanwhile, you're here and you're so conflicted on what you should pursue, what to go after, and it's got you so worked up that you don't even see where things are going well anymore, unfortunately. And yeah, I think it's gonna cause a bit of an argument. I don't think it's gonna be a small thing like, hey, you don't give yourself enough credit, but they're just gonna be so frustrated by you getting in your own way. Because I think that's what a lot of this is going to be. You're gonna be so conflicted with indecision that you're just gonna keep continuously getting into your own way until this event. It's not gonna be something that is damaging, it's gonna be something good for you. This is what you're going to need in order to come out of this. And the clarifier that I got for the Page of Cups was the Hierophant in reverse. I am thinking that this is going to be an offer, or, you know, this is going to come to you in a completely unexpected way. I don't necessarily think it's going against tradition with the Hierophant in reverse like this. I think it's more so, it's a little bit of maybe this is going to be unconventional. It's not what you would usually expect out of either this person's behavior or the people that you are interested in, either platonically or romantically. But it's just going to come as a very welcome surprise and a very unexpected surprise. So that's kind of exciting. It's something to look forward to later in the month. Let's go back to the Rider-Waite deck and let's take a look at we should react to this manifestation. Best course of action. You should think about how it's answered that. So that. Nope. Okay. Alright. Ended up coming out. 10 of Pentacles. Love that. Knight of Cups! And the Eight of Swords. Okay. So with all this conflicted action, what's the right path to take? You're going to start to seriously need to think about what you want in the long run. What do you want to build to last? Both in terms of career, family, romance. Yeah, this is going to be a good turning point for you. And it's going to be a good turning point in figuring out how to take yourself from this dissatisfaction, this unhappiness, and heading towards your true joy. And also seeing this Knight of Cups here, like, I think this is going to be a very serious offer that's coming to you. And it's going to be, like, I feel like this is in relation to the Page of Cups. I love seeing the Page of Cups and Knight of Cups together. It always feels like a progression into like a more mature type of thing. Which that might be part of it too. You might start to get more serious about who and what you want to have in your life going forward. But I think this is definitely going to be almost like an offer you can't refuse. This is going to be very good news. I'm still kind of getting the feeling that this might be a creative partner. And that doesn't rule them out as a romantic partner. I just feel like this is someone that you can work with. You can work together on. Your thought process, your creativity meshes very well together. It's going to be very nice for you. And then with the Eight of Swords, you need to realize that you are ultimately the one holding yourself back. She can walk away from these swords at any moment. She's blindfolded, she's tied up, cloth. You can take it off pretty easy. Yeah, this card is definitely the card of self-limiting beliefs. You're the main one getting in your own way, saying that this isn't going to work out. You can't do this. You're going to have to realize that you can. And there's only so long that you can stay stuck in that feeling before you're going to be forced out of it. Because we're all changing and growing all the time. No one is ever completely stagnant. And when they are, it's not healthy for them. And the relationships around them too. So even if this is going to be a rough month, which I don't think it is in comparison to some other readings I've had so far, this will be difficult, but it's ultimately going to lead to something very nice for you. And I think that's a nice way to end this year. Something that we should all be so lucky to achieve. Okay, now from here, I'm just going to ask my 3 favorite questions to end a reading with. And that is something to know, something to do, and something to stop. The order of them changes. It's just kind of how it comes to my head. So this person can be something to know. That's your need to know. 6 of Wands. Your efforts are going to pay off. You're heading for success, and it's success that people can see. That might be part of it too. You might feel like you're not getting enough. You might feel like you're not succeeding because you're not visibly succeeding. And I think that's going to be part of it too, where someone is going to be so frustrated that you don't see the good groundwork that you're laying down. And it's because you don't have that public feedback, which ultimately we don't need that in order to move forward. But it is nice. It's a nice confirmation to have. So I do understand that feeling. But don't worry. It's coming. Just gotta wait. in relation to pets. Nothing to do. Six of Pentacles. I think that could be part of it too with this argument that's coming up. I think you're so caught up in what's going on with you and what's not going on with you that you're being a little bit less generous with your emotional energy and time and everything. And that's understandable, especially when we're under duress. Like, you don't have to be the shoulder for everyone to lean on all the time. And I know Cancers end up getting into that predicament. Cancer myself. It's really easy to want to take care of people and mother them because we are a nurturing sign. But there's also a limit to that as well, where you start becoming kind of selfish or self-centered. And it's not an active thing, but it's still affecting you all the same. And that must be extra frustrating when someone is seeing all your potential that you're not seeing as well. Especially if, like, that's the main thing that's keeping you from giving your full attention to your external. What do you need to stop this month? What pattern do you need to release? Or negative beliefs? Or just action you're doing that you need to stop? Eight of Cups. I think what this is saying is coming back to that flighty energy and that being the central issue here, that feeling of, oh, this isn't working, what do I do instead? Don't be so quick to walk away from what appears to be a bad situation. Try to tough it out just a little bit more. And I think that's something you're already experienced with. That kind of long-term confusion and hurt that I'm getting from that Five of Cups. And that may also be part of it too. For a lot of you, I'm getting that this Page of Cups, this Knight of Cups, is going to be someone that you have been dealing with for a very long time, or longer than average in these types of things. And I think it may be worth it to stick it out just a little bit longer. You may have some very good things coming to you. Right. Alright, for now, let's go back to the Aquarian deck. Yeah, these last few cards have been pretty straightforward. I don't feel like I need to verify. I'm not really getting a feeling of it. So now we're just going to see if there's any final messages, any final thoughts, things we need to find, or anything else we need to know. Ooh, that's a lot. Anyway, okay. Got the Empress, Queen of Swords, and the Lovers. Okay. The Tower, Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Reverse. What I'm seeing from this is these are kind of your two options. Again, the Two of Swords and Reverse. And again, with that rock in a hard place kind of feeling of like you have the Seven of Cups in reverse here, and then you had the Knight of Pentacles upright. So I think it's kind of that feeling of like, take a higher path, realize what you need to let go of, what your faults are in the situation. And you're going to have this. You're going to be the Empress, you're going to be the Queen of Swords, you're going to be the Lovers, you're going to be making choices, you're going to be establishing bonds, forming lasting partnerships, speaking your truth, saying what you need to say, and just being in your creative height, just being in your power. Or you can head towards a really big disaster that is going to leave you even more hurt than you were before. Whether this is just a loss of like all of your opportunities that you have going for you right now. That's what I'm seeing this kind of moment as. And it's going to make you realize how unsustainable that was, and going to be looking at all of your lost options. Not all is lost whenever something like this happens, but it definitely feels like it when that's all that you can see. And with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here, I think, especially with you being in such a place of despair already, and just discontent, it's going to be even harder to get out of this Queen of Pentacles in reverse mentality and energy. Alright, let me just clear everything off. And then we're going to get one last card from Spiritual Tarot. And it's going to be the lessons that you really need to learn from just all of this event. Let's see. What is this all going on to? What is Cancer supposed to learn from this? The Hierophant. Alright. I really think what I'm getting from this is just you're gonna have to have that integrity to be just like this strong figure, this dependable figure that everyone can rely on. Creating your own tradition, too. I know a lot of Cancers can be creatures of habit, and I think when we're faced with all these options and all this newness, it's very difficult to figure out, what am I supposed to do? What's going to make me the most comfortable? Because I want to get back to whatever my routine is. And I think that in discovering what your new normal is going to be for this month, that is going to be how you find your clarity and your happiness in order to move on. Alright, Cancer, that is the end of this reading. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will join me for another reading in the future. I wish you a lot of luck. It's really hard to get us going when there's so many paths to take, and I'm definitely in a similar boat, so this reading helped me as a fellow Cancer. And yeah, I'm just wishing you all the luck, and I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I hope you take care.